Hello, my dear friends. I am Sukhdeep Singh and I welcome you back to my Mastering Python Programming series. Whether you are a beginner looking to get a solid start or a seasoned programmer brushing up on basics, this video is for you. And each episode I pack with clear explanations to help you grasp the basic concepts and move on with more advanced concepts. I also include real-world examples and hands-on challenges when the need arises. This approach ensures that you don't just learn Python but you also master it. And today we are diving into the fundamentals of Python, covering essential concepts like variables and their various types and constants and even comments. And by the end of this video, you will have a clearer understanding of these foundational concepts which are crucial for any programming task in Python. Feel free to drop any questions or feedback in the comment section below. I love hearing from you. And now, without any further delay, let's get started and unlock the power of Python together. Then what are variables? Actually, variables, they are essentially a name that you assign to any values. Do the operations once and then you use that result multiple times in your program. And the context, because variables help you clarify what a value represents. For instance, just take an example like number 28. It can be a number, or it can be age of any person, or it can be number of students in a class, or number of employees in any organization. So it can have a lot of meaning. But by naming it to something useful, you can immediately tell what it signifies. So when you say that number 28 is students underscore count, so you can immediately tell that this number represents count of students in a class. Same way, if you say age is equal to 28, then you can immediately tell that this number represents age of any person. So yeah, this way it's really helpful for you. And to create a variable, you can simply choose a name for it and then assigning a value to it using the equal sign. For example, if you want to create a variable named age and set its value to 10, you have to do something like this: age is equal to 10, and then you can print the value of any variable or any message that I want to print the value of age. Now, whenever you use the name age in your Python code, it will be replaced with the value 10. This is really useful because you can change the value of the variable later on also if you need, and the rest of the code will use that new value. For example, suppose your earlier value is age is equal to 10 as we just did, but now you want to change it to some other value like age is equal to 11, and if you print the value of age again, then you will get the output as 11. First it is printing age is equal to 10 and then it is printing 11. So this illustrates how you can update a variable's value within your program, and Python will keep track of its latest value. Now whenever you use the name age in your code, it will be replaced with the value 11 instead of 10. Understanding how to use variables is essential for writing Python programs that manipulates data. And there is another way to assign variables that is known as multiple variables assignment. So in a single statement, you can declare multiple variables. Here you can see that I am writing name and age on the same line, and after equal to, I am providing value for both separated by comma. So this way you can assign multiple variables on a single line. One way you can do it like name is equal to John, age is equal to 20, and then department is equal to whatever you want to say. Or another way, you can say name comma age comma department is equal to John comma 20 comma your department name. So this way you can assign multiple variables in a single statement. And now when you will print the output, then of course it will print the name as John and age as 20. But please ensure that you match the number of variables and values so that Python can assign them accordingly. Now there are some naming conventions, or you can say some rules, which govern how you should declare a variable. First of all, you must remember that a variable name, it must always start with a letter or underscore. You cannot start it with a number. Of course, once you start it with a letter or underscore, it can be followed by any combination of letters, digits, and underscore. For example, message underscore 1 is valid, but 1 underscore message is not valid. Second is case sensitive. Case sensitive means message with small m is totally different from message with capital M. So they are totally different variables. So you should keep it in mind. And clarity, I will always suggest that you should declare variables by an underscore. Avoid spaces because it will lead to errors. So if you are saying that student name is equal to John, then prefer to write it something like student underscore name is equal to John instead of student space name. Student space this name is totally wrong. Python will throw you with errors. Another point to keep in mind is that never use reserved keyword or function names as variable name. For example, don't use print is equal to something like this, because print is a Python reserved keywords. Actually, it's a function name. There are a lot of keywords which we will see when we will move further in our series. And make sure that variable name, they are very clear and descriptive. Something like student underscore name, that is always a better choice than naming something as s underscore n. Actually, mastering good variable naming is a skill that improves with practice. As you code more and read others' code, you will become adept at selecting meaningful names that make your code easy to understand and maintain. Now let's move to constants. Constants are variables with values that do not change throughout your program. Variables, they can change as you move further, as you have just seen that we first assigned age is equal to 10 and then we reassigned it to some other variable or other values like age is equal to 11. That is a variable, but constants, their values are never changed. Python itself actually doesn't have any built-in constant types like C++ or other languages provide, but there is a convention which Python people normally follows, and that is you declare a name with all capital letters so that it indicates that this value is never supposed to be changed. Take example, I can name max connections as 5000. All letters are capital. So using all caps for a variable name is a clear signal to other programmers that these values are constants and should not be modified. But please remember, it's just a guideline. As I told you, Python does not support any inbuilt constant type. So these values can still be changed, but this is a convention. So anything which is mentioned with all capital letters, that should be treated as a constant. And before we explore the world of Python data types, it is essential to understand comments, a fundamental aspect of writing clean and maintainable code. As you have seen in my programs, when we were talking about these print statements, I was writing something after this hash symbol. Actually, they are the comments. Comments are lines in your code that are ignored by the Python interpreter. They are used primarily to explain and annotate your code to make it easier for others, even for yourself, to understand it later on. So they are really helpful for documenting your code. That is the first point or first usefulness of comments. Comments explain what your code is doing, why you choose a particular method, or outline the steps which you are going to complete or finish before getting the results. They also make your code readable, so they will really help in understanding what that particular section of the code is going to do. Temporarily commenting out parts of your code can also help isolate parts of your program. That is really helpful for debugging. So actually this is not the main purpose of comments, but this approach can also help you in debugging your code. So you just put symbol hash before any statement. That means this statement is not going to run. And how to write a comment. As I told you that we have seen it multiple times in our statements that I was writing something after print with hash and then particular message. So that is one of the way to declare comments in Python. That is known as single line comments. And they are the most common, and everything that is following after hash is ignored by Python and just serving as a purpose for documenting your code or adding some statements to make it more readable or easier to understand. And then there is also another way to declare comments, and that is known as multi-line comments. Comments which starts with hash symbol, they are single line comments. As soon as you go to next statement, they are not treated as comments. But if you want to declare or write your comments on multiple lines, then there is another way, and that is known as multi-line comments. And actually programmers, they use triple quoted strings that are not assigned to a variable just as a workaround. So these strings are technically not comments, but they can serve a similar purpose when used as such. This is one of the example of declaring how to write multi-line comments. But remember, while using multi-line strings as comments is a common practice, but it is worth noting that unlike true comments, Python will parse these strings, so it can impact performance of your program. So use it very judiciously and very carefully. Don't use it too often in your program. Now, there are some best practices for commenting your code. I will suggest that use clarity over brevity. Aim to clearly explain your reasoning or outline the steps without being overly verbose. Don't write too big stories about that particular section. Second point is keep it relevant. Keep comments updated as your code changes. Outdated comments can be more confusing than no comments at all. And moderation, use comments only when necessary, but avoid over commenting your code. It doesn't look good if you are writing so many comments in your program. In nutshell, comments are a vital part of writing clear and maintainable Python code. They help document your code, making it easier to understand and maintain over time. But as we dive deeper into Python and develop more complex applications, you will definitely appreciate the value of a well-commented code. Now, coming to data types. I told you in the beginning that variables have types. It can be a number, it can be a string, but there is more. So in Python, you can say every variable you create comes with a data type that tells Python what kind of value it holds. Whether you are working with numbers, text, booleans, lists, or there are more, understanding these data types is essential for mastering Python programming. There are some common data types like integers, using whole numbers without any decimal point. They are known as integers, such as 1, or you can say 1000 or -5, that they are also integers. But if we are using decimal numbers, they are known as float, like 3.14 or -0.001 or whatever you want to say. Another common data type is string. Actually, string is a sequence of characters. Whether it's a single character, a word, or an entire paragraph defined with single quotes or double quotes, they are known as strings. Like if you remember, we wrote somewhere name is equal to John. So that is a string enclosed in double quotes. Another variable type is boolean. They represent true or false, nothing else. That's why they are known as boolean. And we already saw how to declare a variable. But in Python, you don't need to specify variable type explicitly like you are doing it in Java or C++ or any other programming language. In Python, variable types, they are interpreted automatically on the basis of the value which is assigned to this variable. So when I am saying my int is equal to 5, it means Python will automatically reduce its type to integer. You don't need to specify it explicitly. Same way, if you are saying name is equal to John, Python will automatically reduce its type as a string. You don't need to specify it explicitly. Same way you can declare float and other variable types. But apart from these very basic data types, in Python you have more data types. We already discussed about integer and float. They are numeric data types, but there is also one more data type which is complex numbers. So in numeric data type category, Python supports integers, floating point numbers, complex numbers, and all of these are known as numerical data types. Boolean we already discussed, which holds true or false. Then another data type is a list. Actually, it is a collection of items which are enclosed in square brackets. And then tuples. Tuples are also similar to list, but they are immutable. And the items, they are stored inside parentheses, unlike list. We will discuss more on these data types later when we will move to these particular sections. And about set, that set is a collection of unique items that do not allow duplicates, and they are declared using curly braces. So list is also a collection of items, tuple is also a collection of items, set is also a collection of items, but they have different needs, which we will see very soon as we move further. And dictionary, they store key value pairs, where each unique key is associated with a value, defined with curly braces and colons to separate keys and values. We will also discuss on this particular section. And now let us see a few examples of initializing different data types. We won't go into their details as those will be covered in subsequent videos. So here are just a very common ways to declare different types of data or variables. Like first one is integer, then float, then third one is complex, boolean, strings, list, tuple, set, dictionary, all of these. Each of these examples assign a different data type to a variable. Here are a few questions based on our discussions on today's topic. Let us see how many of these questions you can answer. If you can't answer any of these, then I will suggest you to go through this video again. It is really essential to master this basic concept about variables. And that wraps up our exploration of Python variables, comments, and data types. We have covered the essentials that set the foundation for becoming proficient in Python programming. And thanks for tuning in, and I hope you find this session informative and engaging. If you like this video, then please hit the like button. It helps me a lot. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to my channel for more in-depth Python tutorials and tips. I love hearing from you, so please leave a comment below if you have any questions or suggestions or just want to share your thoughts. And please don't forget to turn on notification by hitting the bell icon so you never miss on our new videos. And stay tuned for my next video where we will dive deeper into Python data types. We will provide a detailed introduction to each data type, discuss their specific use case, and demonstrate how to leverage them effectively in your Python projects. And thanks for watching and happy coding until next time.